Hello and welcome to our beginning tutorial on building our first web page. Have you ever noticed that when you navigate on the internet to a web page, the browser just seems to know what page to open first? In this case, if we were to click on this website and click enter, the browser would automatically open that page. Well, how does it know how to do that? Well, that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be building our welcome page for our website. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create a folder on your desktop or within your computer, and you're going to want to give that folder a title. We'll title it My First Website. Okay. The reason we're creating this folder is because whenever we create files for our website, we're going to want to keep all of those files within one folder. That way, when it comes time to upload our website to our server, we're not having to look all over our computer to find all the files. So go ahead and create that folder. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have a text editor. Notepad usually ships with the computer, and usually it can be located if you look under Start, All Programs, then go to Accessories. Usually you can locate Notepad within there. I like to use Context, which is a free software that you can download over the internet. And the reason I like to use Context is because, unlike Notepad, it just allows me to view the line that I'm on. It has these numbers over to the side here. It's up to you, whatever you prefer, whatever text editor you feel comfortable with. I learned how to design web pages on Notepad. It's great software and it's very dependable. So go ahead and open your favorite text editor and let's go ahead and create a new file. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to save that page in your folder. So we're going to navigate to our folder, My First Website, and we're going to save our page as index.html. The reason we're going to save this as index.html is because most browsers will look for the name of the file within that website named index, because that lets it know this is the page they want us to open first. I have seen websites where they've designed their welcoming page with the word default, but for this tutorial we're just going to name it index.html. The .html is called an extension to our file, and what that basically does is it signifies to the browser that this page is designed in the hypertext markup language. And so it's going to use that language in order to know how to display the page the way we want it to. Here in the Save As Type, you're going to want to make sure that all files, by default, most browsers, most computers will save a file as a text file, but we don't want to save our web page as a text file. And the reason for that is because the hypertext markup language actually allows us to put colors and format our text in different sizes, to where a text language won't allow us to do that. So we're going to want to select all files as the Save As Type. That way we're making sure that our welcome page is saved under the extension of HTML. So once we've got our page saved, there's some important elements that you're going to want to include in your page so that it displays the way you want it to. You're going to have opening and closing HTML tags. And what this basically, there again, it just lets the browser know that this page is designed in the HTML language. There are many different types of languages that a browser reads. It reads JavaScript, it reads cascading style sheets, it reads ASP. There's many different types of languages that the browser reads. So it's very important that we code our page with the HTML opening and closing tags so the browser knows to read it as the hypertext markup language for the formatting. So we have the opening that doesn't have the forward slash, and we have the closing tag with the forward slash. The forward slash between the brackets just lets the browser know, okay, this is where we start reading and using the HTML language, and this is where we stop reading the page with the HTML language. And the next important thing you're going to want to include in your page is something called the header tags. And the header tags are just like the HTML tags. You have an opening bracket with the word head, and then a closing bracket, and another opening bracket with a forward slash head closing bracket. Now what the header section of your page does is it holds the title of your page. And we want to always make sure that we include a title for our page. And the reason for that is, let's go ahead and save this and go back over to our internet. The reason we want to give every one of our pages a title is so that it makes the page or the website, viewing pages within our website, user-friendly. And what I mean by that is, if you look up here in the URL, it really doesn't have the title of the page. It just has the website domain listed in the URL. So if the user decides to, navigate throughout that website, let's say, for example, if we go to the Webdesign section of that website, we look up here in the URL, basically what it shows us is that we're in the folder of Webdesign inside the folder of standards on this domain, but it really doesn't tell us what page we're on within that folder. And this is where our title comes in handy, because right here in this tab, it lets us know we're on a page titled Web Design Applications. And as we go along further designing our web page, it's really nice for the user to see the title also located in the page. But for now, we're just focusing on our title. So that's why it's important to always make sure to include a title for your web page. Okay, so we have our beginning and our closing HTML tags, and in between those two tags we've included our beginning and our closing head tag. And within the header tags we've included our title of our page. And let's go ahead and give our page a title, and we'll call it My First Web Page. And let's go ahead and save that. Now, the next very important set of tags we're going to want to use in building our web page is called the body tag. And it has an opening and a closing tag as well, represented in the closing tag with a forward slash. Everything that you include between the body tag is actually what the user is going to see when they navigate to that page. Let's go ahead and bring this back up here, because we're not going to need to put anything else between there. So whatever you want the user to see, you're going to be including that between these two tags. Alright, so we have created a folder to contain all of the pages that we're going to design for our website. We've saved our first page as index.html, so the browser knows that our page is written in the hypertext markup language. We've included a header section just below the opening HTML tag that includes a title, opening tag, and closing tag with the title of our page. And we've also included our opening and our closing body tag. These tags are essential for every web page. I think that's going to conclude our first tutorial. If you have any questions, please leave comments, and I'll do my best to help you resolve any problems that you may be having. Thank you very much for watching. Let's make sure we save this, and thanks again.